What's up, everybody? It's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. I'm here right now at Wilson Park in Torrance, California. And I literally just finished a workout with my trainer. It's like a boot camp for fitness and things like that. We meet every week. And I wanted to make it a point to do this video blog today, right after this grueling workout. To kind of make a point about motivation. All right, so before I get started, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I do a lot of cool marching arts types of videos that revolve around that topic, but at the same time I explore many different topics about motivation, self-development, things like that, and try to infuse it into the marching arts with my own little spin on it. So if you guys are could possibly be into that stuff, check out all my other videos, and if you like it, and if you like this video, make sure you guys hit the like button, and of course subscribe, as well as you get more videos. I try to put one out every week. And speaking of motivation, it's like I try to put out a video every single week, and it's very easy for me to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do a video today, or you know what, I don't want to work out today, or you know what, I don't want to practice drumming today. And partly I'm the reason why I'm making this video is in response to a comment about motivation. How do you motivate yourself to keep practicing? Because there's going to be days where you don't feel like practicing, or you're not motivated to do it. So I'm going to break down exactly what causes you to not have motivation and what you need to do in order to practice and do the things that you need to do to reach your goals, even when you don't want to, right? Especially in the days that you don't want to. And I know I've done similar videos like this before, but to give you value, if you've seen those other videos, I want to put a different spin and a different take on it. And the thing I want to attack the most right now is the concept of why you don't have motivation. Okay, so let's take like you getting into drumming, for example, right? Like getting into drumming, first getting into marching arts, first getting into color guard, whatever activity or hobby that you want to do, right? Especially when you get to my age, like you see a lot of people who get into things, get into sports, athletics, clubs, different interests, or even like hobbies. They get into it, and then what I see is they soon lose interest and they stop doing it, they stop pursuing it, or they don't do it as much, or they just quit altogether. And I think the biggest reason why, and one of the biggest examples actually, is fitness, right? It's like, how many times have you seen people say, all right, I'm gonna get fit, I'm gonna get my health in order, I'm gonna go for it, it's gonna happen, I'm gonna go to the gym all the time, and then they stop, right? It's like they completely stop, or they lose motivation to keep doing it, right? And the reason why I believe people lose motivation to keep going, or why they quit, is because the emotion of wanting to do it in the first place went away, okay? And the reason why it goes away is because it's an emotion, okay? So think about the first time you wanted to get into drumline, when you wanted to get into marching band, when you wanted to get into color guard, or any activity you wanted to get into, whatever, hobby, whatever, right? And it's like, you first see it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool thing, like that's amazing, I want to do the things that they're doing, I want to be a part of that, right? So that's an emotion, that's a positive emotion that hits you to be like, wow, I want to be a part of that. Then you actually do it and you're actually a part of it. And the thing is, like, that initial emotion might still be there when you first join. You're like thinking, oh my gosh, this is so great, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Excuse me, sorry. I got gas, I like just worked out, I just drank my protein shake, excuse me. Just keeping it real, okay? So, it's like, so you get into it, you still have the hype, that emotion. But then just like any other emotion, right? Whether it's sad, angry, anxious, excited, those emotions go away in time, right? I mean, what emotion have you felt that has lasted basically for, days and weeks and months, unless you have a depression problem, if you're sad or something like that, right? That often doesn't happen, right? Emotions come and go. The same motivation that drove you to be a part of the activity you wanted to be in went away, right? So, and then it goes away once you start going through all the rehearsals and all the practice that you have to do and all the work that you have to put in. And if you're in the front ensemble, the schlepping, like pushing your instruments around, all that stuff factors in. Let's say the hot sun too, right? The asshole, band members that you have to deal with every day that are annoying. So all these things come into play, and then you think, wow, this isn't exactly what it's cracked up to be, okay? And this is the same emotion as, like, you know, let's say, you know, you wanted, you know, if maybe you're too young for this, but like, you know, like something you really wanted to have, like, you know, a car, right? It's like you're excited to have that car. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the greatest, sweetest car ever. You finally get it, and I've gone through this, right? You know, you finally get that car, and then after a while, you have that honeymoon period where you think, this is amazing, this is awesome, exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and after a while, it's like, oh, well, it's just a car, right? That initial excitement goes away. Again, like I said, right, because of that, because it's an emotion, emotions come and go, okay? So same thing, like anything you've ever wanted, you know, it's everything, like, you know, it's like, it's all your fantasies, you know, like that are like so far out of reach, and this amazing unicorn that you're trying to reach, and it's like once you get it, it's like it loses its appeal, it loses its magic, and it's no longer as desired because you now have it, okay? Same thing with marching band, same thing with drumming, as anything else, right? So that is exactly the reason why you don't want to practice, is because the emotion that drove you to want to drum in the first place has gone away, okay? So what's the answer to that, right? What's the answer to me, you know, like, you know, wanting to go and kill myself, literally kill myself every single week for this boot camp without any rewards, any trophies, any award ceremonies, anybody even recognizing that I do this shit, and that, like, I accomplish some things, and I push myself, and I work my ass off, and I torture myself. Nobody commends that. Nobody says, woohoo! Nobody gives me an award, nothing. What drives me to do that, right? What drives people to do anything, right? What drives people to climb mountains? What drives people to create the best art in the world that they can possibly make without any kind of recognition, without any kind of compensation? We interrupt this video blog, whoa, it's day now, to bring you another lesson from Carl Drum Tech. This time we're gonna break down Shirley Murphy's. Now, had somebody request it, so I'm gonna break down for you. Hopefully everybody gets some value out of it, okay? So Shirley Murphy's, there's three rudiments you need to have down before you start playing them. Number one, threes, which is right, 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 left, left, left. So make sure you have those down. Then puttitas, which is right, left, left for the right, and then the left, it's left, right, right. So make sure you have those down. And then finally, to a lesser extent, paradiddles. Paradiddle, paradiddle, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Not as important, but I'm gonna show you anyway how it all fits in. So Shirley Murphy is this. 3, 3, puttida 3, 3, 3, puttida 3, and that's all it is, right? So you see how there's a paradiddle sticking in there? Because it's right 3, left 3, right puttida, right 3, left 3, right 3, left puttida, left 3. And that's a Shirley Murphy. And it falls into the rhythm of a 6-tuplet, bunch of triplets, whatever you want to think of it. With the sticking I mentioned, okay? So 3, 3, puttida 3, 3, 3, puttida 3, and that's all it is, okay? So make sure, okay, you have strong threes, work on those. Strong puttidas, both right and left, and then to a lesser extent, paradiddles, okay? All together, Shirley Murphy's. So try that out, have some fun, and if you have any questions, leave in the comments below, and we now return you to rightly programmed video blog. The reason why I do it is because of a higher motivation, okay? So what's one higher motivation? Number one, it's the motivation of, if I don't push myself to do the things that I'm meant to do, right? Where I feel like, you know, I'm meant to do it. Like I literally give myself no choice to do it, right? If I don't push myself to do those things, how can I expect myself to push for anything? How can I strive for anything? How could I achieve my goals in anything that I want to achieve, whether that's finance, fitness, you know, drumming with Carl Drum Tech, you know, career-wise? How am I going to be motivated to pursue those things and to work at it every single day if I don't push myself to work out? If I don't push myself to, you know, put out a video every single week on YouTube? If I don't push myself to practice drumming? If I don't push myself to do any of those things, how could I expect myself to keep going, you know, with the things that, like, if I have a goal in mind, right, there's only one way to achieve it, and that's taking the steps necessary to get there. But you have to have the discipline to keep taking those steps without the emotion, right, of, like, you know, taking those steps, right? Like, I'm hyped, I want to get that goal, because that motivation is not always going to be there. It has to be that higher motivation of, I need to take those steps even if I'm not motivated, even if I'm not feeling it, because at the end of the day, if I don't take the steps necessary to achieve such and such goal, there's other goals that probably I'm not going to achieve either because I've put off the previous goal. Does that make sense, right? And then the ultimate higher motivation to me is the gift of just the act itself, right? It's like you are not entitled to the fruits of your labor. You're not entitled to the rewards. You're not entitled to the goal per se. The only thing, okay, because guess what? You may not achieve those goals, right? That's the hard reality. That's the hard truth. You may not achieve those goals. You may not achieve all the dreams that you set it yourself for, but the thing that you are guaranteed to have is the act itself, and the act itself is the gift. So that is the thing that I cherish the most. That is the most important thing, and that is my higher motivation, is that the act of me just working out, the act of me just putting out videos and putting out content for Carl Drum Tech every single week, the act of me just drumming, right, and practicing, the act of me doing anything towards my goals, taking those steps, like I said, is the gift itself. It is a gift that I'm alive. It is a gift that I get to do those things. That is enough, right? So that should be your higher motivation. Now, I'm not saying, you know, not to have the, what I call lower motivation of like, you know, having the emotion drive you to motivate you to do things, to practice your drumming, right? But what you want to eventually get to is the higher plane of motivation, where again, if you don't take the steps necessary to achieve this goal, how many goals are you going to put off because you put off this first goal, right? And you want to achieve that higher motivation of just the act itself is the gift. You are not entitled to the goal. You are not entitled to, you know, your hopes and dreams. You are only entitled to the act itself, and that in itself is the gift. Not the goal, not the reward, not the destination. It is the journey. Okay, I know it's so cliche for me to say it's not all about the destination, it's about the journey, but it really is true. It really is all about the act itself. That's the gift. The fact that you're alive and you have the opportunity, right, to take your steps, like I said, right, is the gift itself. Okay, so cherish that, and that is your higher motivation, and that is how you're going to practice today, right after this video. Okay, so if you need motivation, again, use your lower motivation to get you there, to get you started, okay? But then reach for the higher motivation that keeps you going every single day, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, until, like, for example, fitness for me is it's a lifelong thing. There's no end goal. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna compete in Mr. Olympia or something like that, you know, some kind of fitness competition. It's me just like maintaining my health and just doing this every single day until I'm dead, literally until I'm dead. Okay, so that's the higher motivation. It's just, that's what keeps you going, right? Again, it's the higher motivation. It's the fact that I get to do it at all. That's the gift, okay? So that is what I want to impart upon you today. So thank you guys so much if you've been watching this video. And like I said, subscribe, hit that like button. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, or would like to see me cover another type of topic, make sure you leave in the comments below. And make sure you watch my other videos, all right? I got some other cool stuff, so make sure you check that out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have a good one. Go practice.